There we go. There we go. There we go. Hey guys. Hey guys. Hey. So, everything that I said before, nobody heard but me. No worries. This is the problem. This is the problem. When I do recordings, I put it on mute. And I forget, like I was literally sitting here and I was just like, wait a minute, I forgot to do something. And then I saw Paula Kay say something about the sound. I was just like, oh, that's it. Uh, yeah, it was something that I was meaning to do. And then when I was sitting up at Sarah, when you and I were on, I cut it off again because I had cut it back on to get ready, and then I cut it off again because other than that, it will send when I'm on FaceTime, it'll send that noise that y'all know that noise. Okay, so y'all can hear me now. Y'all got me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, now I got to back up because I was talking to Team Replay. Okay, Team Replay, thank you for being here. And whether you're watching live or your Team Replay, but right now I want to talk to Team Replay. I need to take a deep breath because that was a lot real quick. But I want you to take a deep breath too. And if you're live right now, take a deep breath too. We need to just back up because we were like, oh, wait, ain't no noise. I don't hear. Let's woosah. Yes, we got to woosah. Because I know that this space is for you. And we want to be able to hear. Okay, I had to put my chips up because I was snacking a little bit. So I'm happy to have everybody here that's on the live. Happy, happy, happy. It was a great hour before the live. So I had to pull out all of my stuff because I was doing one thing. Then I started talking to Sarah and I forgot to pull the other stuff out. So this is what we're going to do. We're not going to worry about it because the actual, what do you call it? How do I want to say this? It ain't how I want to say it. It's what I want to say. The actual title for the video is You're Not Behind. Right? So I think that's befitting. Like, I'm not behind. I'm right where I'm supposed to be in all of my chaos and all of disarray. Because why? It lets you know that I ain't got it all together. Like, I have to come out the gate hot sometimes. So that's just where it is. All right. Let me move this over here. Let's put this right there. Trying to work out some kinky kinks. Sarah had me thinking about some things, and then I was just like, oh, well, let me try that. So when I get off of the live today, we're going to do a little thing. As I was talking to her, I kind of discovered something, because that's what you do. You got to regroup when need be. Okay, so welcome to the studio. Welcome to the studio where we do what? Create joy, and we what? Heal one brushstroke at a time. Now, remember, wherever you are in life today, you're not behind. You're blooming. That's what we're gonna say. So this right here popped up, and it was something I had in my phone, and I was deleting some stuff that needed to be deleted. But this one popped out again, and I was just like, oh, it's still the same today. Art is my sanctuary where grief and love can exist together. Right? There is a such thing as your heart hurting. You just want to scream. You just want to cuss somebody out. You just want to tell God how you just can't believe that He's done all the things. You're where you are, whatever. But take it from me. Grief and love can exist together. And I've been on this journey since 2007 with my daughter because technically I've been losing people a minute. And I've learned that grief and love can exist together. That's just where we go. So grab your watercolors, your journal, your book, your paper, whatever you have right now. And we're going to walk. We're going to walk a little bit. We're going to slap some paint on some paper because we're doing the Rose Challenge. And if you're new here to the channel and you're like, what's the Rose Challenge? The Rose Challenge is, I created a book for it. And it's where we're taking time out for ourselves, especially hard-working mothers. Whether you leave the house, stay home, if you got you got a toddler, a little one, a child, grown children, whatever, it's to remind you to take time for yourself. And I also have 30-day Rose Challenge. So today is the 21st, so we're going to be reclaiming radiance. Your light was never lost. Ooh. It just, when a light bulb goes out, what do? We have to change the light bulb. And Dawn, I hate I missed you this morning. And then by the time I saw it, like when I got my phone, I wasn't even on my phone. I was outside with dogs. And when I saw it, it's like, oh shoot, it's Wednesday. So I'm gonna have to put it on my calendar and hit the thing so that I can be notified. But it's hard when I don't have my phone. So I'll just have to put it on my calendar to check YouTube in the morning because Dawn takes these lovely walks. And when that red dump truck passed by, I was like, "Ooh, that's a pretty truck." And we said it at the same time. And I said the same thing. I was like, "Ooh, must don't do too much work." I just had to it just tickled myself. Okay, so back to the rose challenge because I was squirrely for a minute. But the rose challenge is just taking 5 to 10 minutes for yourself to maybe create, journal, whatever your tool is. My tool is I happen to slap paint on paper. And so therefore I put it in this book or I put it in my other book. I got it over there. Or I put it in that book. I realized whatever was in front of me, that's what I was using. And because I do it in the evening, this was in the studio, and that's why I haven't been in here since the 14th. So today and then that other thing is this paper is so daggum yummy. I wanted my flowers to be, I wanted the roses to kind of be different. So I used something different. Like I think the other day I did it in here. Did I do roses in here? Yes, I did. Where's that? There we go. So these were my Monday roses, and those turned out great. So look, we're going to talk about some things today. But remember, the Rose Challenge is for you to basically fill your cup up. Basically take care of you. I don't have any empty cups around me. All of them are full. My water jars are full. My other jar is full. My cups that have little trinkets around me, everything is full. And that's what I want for your life. I want everything to be full. Okay. So that's where we're going to go. And what else we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about some things that I have on my desk. We got the blocks. We got paper. That's when we start painting. We're going to talk about these fabulous watercolors that I got from India. Arkur. I think it's Arkaar. I think that's how I pronounce it. But I was swatching these while I was talking to Sarah, and I needed to see something about the paper, which is the Academy watercolor, and I wanted to see how it was because it's 100% cotton, and I wanted to see the difference in this paper and this. And I don't know. I need to go back and research what this paper is. I know it's 100% cotton, but it's Dina Wakely's mixed media. She needs it to be good and strong because all the stuff she pops on there. So yeah. But I was thinking about this paper because having a watercolor moment, which was how I started doing this. I needed to begin with something soft and just swatchy really, really. And so I wanted the paper to be, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. So I just wanted it to be like, just let me see what the paper looks like. So swatching is my go-to now to kind of see what it looked like. And it did good. It didn't really grab it's very toothy, but it didn't, how can I say, think of cotton and water. It didn't absorb it as fast as it does in this book. And as a matter of fact, let me show you this other book. Y'all, Sarah got a mini view of my studio. And then after I got off of the thing with you, I was like, oh my goodness, things are just all out of place. It's like when people come in your house, you don't want it to be messed up. Okay, this was a birthday gift that I got in 2023. My daughter Portia bought it. It's Strathmore. So this is a Strathmore art journal. And I slap paint on paper here. Oh, let's move over here. I moved some stuff, so I got to make sure I'm in focus. Listening mode for a few minutes. Daughter calling or on her. Okay. Okay, daughter. Tell daughter I said hello. Um, but the paper. So we got this paper, and I don't. This is toothier. So let's talk about paper real quick. Okay. Paper is one of those things. It's just like watercolor for me. If I don't have the right paper, then I'm going to kind of not be in a good headspace when I'm trying to bloom in my grief, if that makes sense, right? So when I'm trying to really pop out my flowers and make them where they're bringing me joy, right? The paper needs to cooperate, okay? That's the best. I think that's the best way. This is very toothy. I love it. It works. So this Academy paper is one of those papers that I got off of Temu, believe it or not. And I didn't know how it was going to work, but I had heard Academy watercolor paper from some people because it's by Bahan. Yeah, Bahan. So the paper works. It's 100% cotton paper. This paper, this paper I love. Okay, so this paper can help me bloom. So today we're talking about blooming into your season, blooming into your own, blooming into whatever it is you do, right? You might not do watercolor. You just might be on here and just might, I'm just here to support you. Way, yay team, chop chop, whatever, that kind of thing. Appreciate it, right? But whatever your thing is, put your thing where I say watercolor, then we're blooming in this season in my watercolor journey. So you're blooming in your season in your ... journey, right? But every time we're doing something, we're adding depth. Just like in our life, we're adding depth every time we do something different. So just like I slap this paint on this paper and I add layers. Like, I love this one. I did this one last night. I add layers. That's how life is, right? So, question number 1. Where do you feel behind in your life? And what would it mean to just give yourself a little grace? Mine just happened to be right now in my health area. So, health, my diabetes, and make basically the lady telling me high blood pressure and all the things, and I needed to give myself grace to know that I'm not young as I used to be, and I needed a little help when life happens. Can't just keep piling stuff on like I'm piling these layers on here. Even as I'm going to show you, I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about when I slap this paint on this paper. We can't keep piling stuff on top of us like we do these layers. Did I do something else? No. This took about 3 hours. Normally, I can slap down some paint on some paper, make some flowers in about maybe 15 minutes. Like, I can really get it done. But when you sit, let it dry, walk away, come back, look at it again, decide some more things, maybe what else you want it to look like. It takes time, right? So when you look at your own life and you think about your own life, when you're blooming into your new season of life, right? When you look in the mirror, or this is when you know you got a new thing going on. Somebody's like, well, you done changed. You ain't the same as you used to be. That's when you know that you're blooming. That's when you know that you're growing. That's when you know that God has moved you to the next level of life, right? So let's think about the sunflower. The sunflower doesn't envy the rose, right? So, and listen, and my roses don't envy these flowers. Like, these are, I can't remember what they were. That's why I had my book out, because I kind of had, oh Lord, I don't know which one it is now. This isn't it. But I had a bouquet that was kind of representation of what this was. Or maybe it's the wrong book. Because these are different peonies. They're peonies. But it was a thing in here. Kind of represented it. But anyway, I digress. I changed it. It was something like this, but with peonies. But my point is, the peony is not envious of the rose. The rose is not envious of the sunflower. Your bloom doesn't have to match anyone else's, right? So when you're painting, my painting doesn't have to look like anyone else's. So therefore, your life doesn't have to look like anyone else's. This is your time, right? This is not someone else's time. This is not their time to tell you what you should, could, and all the things in your life. And maybe the season looks like rest, not rush. Because for me, that's where it is. It's just sit down somewhere. Don't rush. Like, I usually mow once a week. Got 10.5 acres. I mow 8 of the 10. Mr. McKoy, I give him 2 acres so he can feel like he's doing something. But for me, I like mowing the yard because that's my time to where I get to rest and just really have a conversation with God and just really like, God, what do you want me to do now? And what do you want? Am I on the right track? Like, we get to have those conversations when I'm mowing, right? So don't rush. Don't rush. Take your time. Take your time. Okay. So this one, like I said, when I look back at it this morning, I was like, oh my God, that is beautiful. And when you go back and you look at your artwork and you just be like, oh, I did that. That's what I did with this one. She's so pretty. She's so vibrant. And then I had the nerve to try to put her in a vase. Look at that. With some water in it, I might add. I did and did. Because I'm moving into another season of my flowers. Flowers is always going to be my jam. I like landscaping and stuff like that, but flowers is just my jam. So let me ask you this. What's something that bloomed late in your life but turned out to be a blessing? Because I had to think about this one because I've been a mother since I was 14. So me being a mother early, I didn't bloom because why? I was supposed to still be a daggum child myself. And then I became a mother, right? So when I asked myself this question, was like, Dad, what is something that bloomed late in your life? Being a mother and being a wife, I bloomed late because I got married early and I had babies early. Had no idea. All I know, it was very interesting when I look back on it now. So think about it. Think about it. And say in my Betty Wright voice. And if y'all know this song, Betty Wright say the night is the night, right? You go and you think about it. She's like, don't wait till I get to the end of my song and be like, oh yeah, now I remember. Think about it now. What's that one thing that bloomed late in your life? Now, you can't tell me nothing about being a mother or being a wife. Now, if you ask my kids, they still might say they want what they want, but that's them. I'm talking about you. Remember, this is personal. This is your time, not their time. It's your time. And the only person that can dictate what is going on in your life is God. All right, let's move these on because this is my nighttime. Look, I do a lot of stuff. Look at my rose. This is beginning. Remember, I started this book in 23. I look at this and be like, oh, listen, my peonies are better. These are roses. They're better. These roses, oh, so much better. Look at this rose. See the blooming? Question I just asked is, what's something that bloomed late? Not in my life, but in my art. Look at these roses. Compare them. Look at it. That's what I'm saying, y'all. Don't rush it. Don't worry about it. Bloom right where you are right now. This is your season. This is your season. If you are on this live and if you are on this replay and somehow YouTube got you to me, this is your season right now. It is time for you to bloom right now. Right now. Don't worry about nobody else. Don't worry about the grieving, the waiting, the growing, or the blooming. Right now is your time to decide, oh, wait, this is my season. I'm going to do it. I got it. Sarah said cooking. Cooking for her was is that the bloom late in your life? Cooking. Is it? If that's what you were answering. I might be a little late. Because y'all know the chat comes up and I'll be like, wait, what did I say? Okay, but anyways. Now, we talked on Monday about something that I want to kind of circle back on. But, and because I'm right here, I just really thought about it. But I had it in my notes, in my journaling notes. And it was the approval addiction. Remember I told y'all I had the Joyce Meyers book that I read it. And then it's like, bam. It's like somebody dropped it on my head. But I had to realize that it really, 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 and I'm finna really be real, shaped my life when I stopped giving a California flip about what other people's view of me was. Okay? So let's get real about something that quietly shaped my life, because it wasn't something that I shared. But y'all know over here on the channel, I want to be very transparent. I want to be about as transparent as it is. You can still see these flowers through this water. I want to be even more transparent. Yes, because I knew I wanted to, but I didn't know it would be life changing. Oh, yes. Okay, great. But approval addiction, like I learned after 40. This was like, remember Monday we talked about it. After 40, I really figured out like I had a people pleasing problem. I felt the need to be liked. Because remember, I was a mother at 14. So people they've been talking about me my whole life. You know, telling me what I wasn't going to be because I was a mother at 14. Then I was a mother at 16. Just telling me what I wasn't going to do, what I wasn't going to be. And, you know, so the validation when I would do something great, I wanted people to like me because I was doing something great, right? Like I surpassed what they said, because technically I shouldn't be here. And then not only was I the mother of 2, I turned around and had 7. And then when I look back now and look at some of the people that talked about me, child, they got 1 or 2 children and they can barely keep their lives together. So this is why I'm saying where you are now. I don't care what people think. They say, well, she thinks she better than me. She thinks she better than everybody else. This is what was said. I say, and do. I want y'all to have that same thing. I want you to have the same thing. I want you to say, well, when somebody say, well, Sarah, you think you better than everybody else? Or Paula, you think you better than everybody else? Or Dawn, you think you better than everybody else? This is what I want y'all to say. And then you're going to add to it. You're going to say, because I am the best thing that God woke up this morning. Right? Because if you don't think you're the best, who else will? Don't sit up and wait for that validations or the applause. Right? Before we give ourselves permission to fully show up in the mirror in the morning when you get up. Be like, girl, you the best thing. Oh, you got it, you going. Oh, look at them roses, look at them flowers, look at whatever you do. Show up for yourself. Applaud for yourself. And in that way, you won't have to worry about the approval addiction. And you won't be like me trying to get out of it and be like, well, I don't care, but I do care. I'm going to pull one out of the box. Remember I told you we're just going to pull one out. We're not going to worry about, ooh, and this is going to be a pretty one. Ooh, I love, because it has magenta on it, teal, and seafoam green. Okay. Ooh, nice. We're going to leave that right there. We're going to have this. We're going to have this. Now, I had to get that off my chest because I was, for whatever reason, when I was still kind of like doing my journaling, I think Monday night, and I was just like, are you really sure? Because I really have to ask myself, be like, are you really sure? And I know for the last 6 years, like last 7 years, 2018, so that will be 6 years, yeah. I know for a fact I really don't care. And it's not in a bad way, and it's not in a mean way. It's just that I don't have the energy or the mental capacity to be worrying about somebody who I don't even know what their mental mindset is. I can only worry about Karen. We're going to be using Rosa Gallery. I am going to pull out my number, I think this is a number 10, because this is my number 12. I didn't use them so much that the numbers are off. But I think this is my number 10. So that was just my little rant. I had to get it out, right? So again, if you are watching, if you're live, or if you are on the replay, work on taking care of you, right? Don't have the need to be liked. Like a lot of social media these days will have you comparing your whole house to something that they don't even really live in 24/7. Like my house is my house. I live here. So trying to have that studio look, I ain't got it. Like I have dogs, I have a husband. Now if I live by myself, I probably could have that, but I don't. I have grandkids that come and visit. They slap their hands on the wall. So don't worry about it, y'all. So especially after 40, I ain't nobody got time for it. Who got time for it? And then after standing beside 3 caskets or 2 caskets of my children, I really could care less what people have to say. But it takes time. So that's why I'm talking about blooming where you are. Like right now, where you are. Think about where your life is right now. And give yourself a pat on the back that you're here. Like you've made it through some stuff, whatever your stuff is. And we don't have to know what your stuff is. But I just happen to tell you what mine is because I just want you to know if I can do it, you can do it. Okay. Let's see. I think I want to do it this way because that look out better. I pulled this out real quick, and that's not the color, but this one maybe I maybe need to put some more white in that. We're gonna kind of. It's not gotta be. It's not gotta be. That was some bad language right there. It doesn't have to be exact, but these are what I'm inspired by. So we're gonna sit this up here, and I'm gonna leave this red because it's got a little red in there. And we're just going to kind of do some blooming flowers, as we will say. Okay. And then we're going to continue having this conversation because I want you to remember, tell yourself, I got this. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Type that in the chat. If you can type it in the chat, say, I got this. I am right where I'm supposed to be. I got this. I am right where I'm supposed to be. I feel like that needs to be. Oh, that ain't gonna work over there. See? Oh, got pretty yummy over here. Oh, that's from my video I did. I got this. I am right where I am supposed to be. Boom. There you go. That way, again, remind myself, I got this. Because if you don't, people will tell you what they want you to do, right? And for me, like being a mother of 7 children, I've always been the fixer, right? I've never been the good girl because, I was told early on I was the bad girl because, I got pregnant. Like I was the first person to get pregnant as a teenager. But I tell myself I am the good girl now. So all the things they used to say, I now talk to myself in the affirmative. I am the one who holds it all together. But healing starts with asking this one question. Who am I? When no one is watching, who are you? Now that's it right there. That's why I say if you could go through let's see, if we could go to I don't even know who is the person who has all the followers and all the likes, but if whoever your person is in your world on let's say YouTube, Instagram, whatever. Let's go Instagram and YouTube, right? And their house is always, their house, their car, they're always showing you how to do all the things, right? Who are they when no one is watching? I always like to use the preacher. Who is he or she when they come and go home and they're not in front of the people no more? Do they cuss? Do they listen to the well, what do they call it? Secular music. That's what it is. Or, and not that these things are right or wrong, but for them, they tell you not to do it, but then what are they doing? When the light is turned off, the camera is off, there's no recording going on, no one is watching, who are they? And what I've learned is I don't live my life for anyone except for me. And it took me to lose another child to really understand that. Because my son, if I can tell you about somebody who lived a life unapologetically, that boy is just like, I just want to have fun. I just want people to have fun. Life is too short. Not realizing his was going to be short as it was. But that's what you have to do. So you don't need applause to be aligned. And that's one of the things that I noticed about, like with him, he didn't. It was something about them red kids. Because that other one, she doesn't either. She walks to the beat of her own drums. Not that she's trying to hurt anybody or sabotage anybody. They wasn't. They just was. They realized early on in their life is I have to live this life to please me. Me being a mother, it took me a minute. That's why I say life after 40, right? So what's one thing you've done recently that really felt good to you? Even if no one clapped for it. Like I say, starting my YouTube channel, really, like I started my YouTube channel in 2017, but I didn't do anything. I started it so I could look at other people's channels, right? So I'm saying, so my thing that I realized in writing that in my journal, this was last month, but I looked back at it, and then when I looked at it, and I was like, oh, you know what? I started doing my YouTube channel. I started really in 2023. Started kind of just doing stuff for me again because I wanted to get through the kids' anniversary or something like that. That's really how I got started. And then people started showing up. And so then somebody's like, well, you can have a whole tribe on YouTube. And I was like, I'm just good. I'm just doing it for me. Hello. Hey, Ingrid, how are you? Did you get my email? I didn't get a bounce back. So I think you did, but I wasn't sure. So that was the thing that I did. I just looked at what I've done. And so here it is, guys. Y'all are here every Monday and Wednesday. And you really don't know how much joy, you really don't know how much joy. I tell y'all, I love you guys for showing up, but I don't really think you really know how much I really do appreciate you taking this hour, and sometimes an hour and 15 minutes, sometimes an hour and 30, and sometimes I come on another time, and y'all still show up. William had asked me the other day when he came home from work, Monday, it was Monday. He's like, boy, you get excited when Dawn come on, right? And I was like, what? I had to wait and listen to what he was going to say because I was just like, what do you mean? I get excited when everybody come on. But Monday, Dawn came on a little later. And so because she popped in, because she wasn't on, the first half, like I was just like, when she popped on, yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I was excited because I get excited to see the names that haven't seen. I mean, that are new names I do love. Don't get me wrong. But when you've been here since 24, let's see, 24. Yeah, the early parts of 24. Like you've been here on this journey. Like this is your thing. It's like watching The Young and the Restless, except it's create joy in the studio, right? And you're sitting here for that hour. That means the world to me. And so for him to say that, I was like, I'm not sure what you're talking about. And so he kind of like left it alone. And I was like, but he's like, oh, but I'll get it when I come home. And I was like, wait a minute. Oh, you talking about when people come on? I said I got excited when you come on. He's like, you don't sound like you did when you for Dawn. I was like, man, you're here in the house with me, really? He's like, yeah, that's why I say I'll get it when I get home. And I was like, aw, men, husbands, you gotta love them, right? So, but we're working on some things around here because at this point in my life, at this point in our marriage, it's all about caring. And it's like if I'm cooking dinner, it's like what do I want? If I ask you what you want, maybe I'll ask, but for the most part, I'm going to get what I want. Because why? I've spent all these years asking someone for approval to cook dinner, and it was either something I didn't want. Pizza. Kids always wanted pizza. We didn't do McDonald's in our house, so it was always pizza. So I spent a couple years trying to figure out, do I even like pizza? Right? I got this. I am right where I am supposed to be. Yes, you are. Yes, 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 yes. You know what, Paula K? I have a friend that's in Barbados right now. They're at the Sandals Resort. I think that's what it is. But her and her husband are there for their 23rd wedding anniversary. Yep. Okay, so truly, my YouTube channel has birthed into something that Instagram or Facebook didn't. Facebook, I kind of shied away after my son died because all things was on Facebook. I had so much, so I had to deactivate it. Instagram wasn't so bad, but it was still, I don't know how to explain it, but YouTube is just it's just different animal, right? And most of the time, you're going to get people that's in your niche, that's in what you do look. This the card makers that are in the parameters of what you do. And for the other people that don't know, it's like the parameters of the card. You can't go outside the lines. That's what I was just, oh, is that what they're talking about? Because I was on Crafty Roulette and there's like the parameters are, and I was like, the what is what? Let me listen a little deeper. That was last year. I got it now. But so yeah, YouTube has just really helped me to grow in my own personal life as I have shared my journey. That is how it's helped me, is because in sharing my journey, there are other people that are on the journey with me. Okay, there's the roses. All right, I've done my roses for today. So, but I want to do something else, and I need to change colors. Y'all see how I stuck to that same color? I was supposed to be inspired to do more colors, and I didn't. Okay, let's change this color. So yeah, that's just how that was. But where have I traded authenticity for approval? I just don't care no more. And would I start what would I start or stop if I no longer needed anyone's permission? I've started my YouTube channel. I have a program that I've another program that I'm developing, because the first one I felt like I needed to do it for someone else's approval because of what they said. So now I'm just revamping it and letting it be. I don't want yellow. I don't want that color. Ugh. What are we doing? We're doing purple. Which one is purple? That one, I think. And so now I'm doing what I want to do, because why? I'm not doing it for the claps. I'm not doing it for the accolades. I'm not even doing it for the subscribers. I'm doing it for me first. And in me doing it for me, then I found out there are other people on the journey who have the same scars that I have. And then we're sharing our journeys together and we're growing together. That is why I show up on Mondays and Wednesdays. That is why I made it a whole time to like, oh, you know what? We're just going to do a whole thing. Because I was doing a podcast anyway. And I was like, wait, I'm talking anyway and I can add my art into it. Oh, yeah, let's do this. And so here we are. And I love it. And that needs to be a little closer. And that needs to be a little closer. And that's what I get for doing it upside down. Okay, I'm not feeling it. Oh, let's just turn it over. The problem of a lefty. Y'all probably saw that better. Do a little peony. There we go. That works. Now let's turn it back up. So, so let me ask you this question. What do you need to get busy doing without worrying about what somebody else would say? Like, what would you, if nobody was like what is that thing they say? What would you do if you knew that you wouldn't fail? What's the one thing or two things or three things that you would do if you knew that you would be successful? And you would either, if it's included with money, then great, make a lot of money. Or if you just, I don't know. For me, as I eventually, like I told y'all, I want to go to Italy. I want to own a vineyard in Italy so I can put on art retreats. And all you have to do is get on a plane and come hang out, right? And so now that I've had it in my mind so much and I've talked about it, now I opened up my mouth and told my financial planner, it's like, this is what I want. I need to know how to move, navigate so that this is what I can do. And so it's not in my mind anymore. I've told it to someone and they're holding me accountable. And I have actionable steps that I'm going to take so that we can make it happen. Now we're going to do this. All right, I feel like I need some orange. Let's do orange. So tell me, is there something, or think about it, or journal it. Put it in your journal. I don't know. If it's something that that you have, let's pop them up there. Let's kind of boop 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 them up there. Boop boop boop. Swoopy doopy doopy there, kind of over there. We're not no rhyme or reason. We just need the color scheme to be a little the same. Okay. So grief is not just who I am, right? I'm a counselor, right? I'm an artist. I am a author. Like I am multifaceted. But I had to sit down because this is what he asked me. It's like, well, what is the thing that you love to do? And I was just like, I love my art. I love doing the art and I love incorporating, talking about how I'm personally healing on my journey. So he's like, so we went down what that looks like. So that's why I'm doing an art class, doing art classes and turning it into a digital program so that people can learn what I do. So, what is the one thing that you need to make you, I'm going to say, emotionally grounded so that you can bloom? Yeah, I like that. Emotionally grounding so that you can bloom. Because I needed to get emotionally grounded so that I can bloom. That orange is kind of poppy there. I'm liking that orange. Eh, let's kind of pop one down here. There we go. And then it's something that I don't have to think about and I get to still have fun, right? So let's look at it this way. There is this is where kind of like I take my brush and heal one brush stroke at a time, and I get to, when I feel like I'm anxious or whatever, I get to take my brush and slap some paint on some paper or make a video, and maybe it's like maybe I'm feeling this way, maybe somebody else is feeling this way, right? So then that way I've just started sitting here making videos. I'm banking, like that's what they call it, bank. And so that way, when I get ready to put this course together, I want to have at least 4 or 5 videos that really can help someone navigate through their journey. So I guess you can kind of say it's kind of like Monday and Wednesday just, popped into their own little thing. And they get support. So that's kind of what I wanted too. Now, Monday and Wednesday, will it always be available? I don't know. Like, I really don't know. But right now it is. But it might be sometimes if you're not here live, you just don't get it. Right? Not sure. But my financial planning show had me thinking about some things. And I was just like, but I'm happy right now doing what I'm doing. And he's like, okay, I just want you, drop some things. Just like, hold on. So that's why I say I'm emotionally grounding. So I need to land because I got all of this stuff going on and life is still going on. And you still have to really take care of yourself. Okay, Paula said, oh, that is a nice resort. My workplace is literally, really? Actually did. Oh, that's nice. Listen, I don't know. I think they're going to be there for 7 days. And she is she was my husband's, they were in the army together. So that's how she and I became friends. She was, they were co-workers. She wasn't one of his soldiers and he wasn't one of her soldiers. So, boom, there we go. Mr. McKoy ain't came on today, so they must got him working. Or he might be getting off early, not sure. Ooh, is everything okay? Hopefully everything's okay. Okay, so I like that. All right. Now, when you think about emotional grounding, the act of creating with water and color, for me, slows my nervous system. That's why I say this brush brings me joy. It brings me back to my center. So when my grief feels like overwhelming, I don't always have the words. Like, this is why I know this Monday and Wednesday is definitely God divine, because we're already in May, guys, getting ready to go into June. And I've showed up every Monday and Wednesday. I think I've only had one time, and that was Mr. McKoy's fault, because he had a doctor's appointment, that I had to schedule it a recording. But I still showed up in recording form. But when you think about emotionally grounding yourself, like planning yourself, and like, I'm going to do these 3 things every single whatever your thing is. Monday and Wednesday is my thing. Somebody's like, is that too much? That seems like too much. It may be too much for you, but it's not for me, right? So at the end, think about whatever the emotional grounding is. So for me, I'm learning now is to blend colors. Like, remember, that's why I got this box, so that I can take the time to sit. Because remember, I told you see how fast I slap these flowers on this page. I'm slowing down to let it dry. So now I want to take the time to really blend calming colors, the blues, the lavenders, the greens. That's why when I pull this card out, I was like, yes. because just seeing the card makes me feel yummy, makes me feel calm, makes me feel grounded. Remember, I told you we're balanced by grace, right? So what am I feeling right now that needs space to move or soften? That's when I think about that. I ask myself that question. What is it? Right now, I'm talking to you guys. Mondays and Wednesdays, I don't have issues. It's like I know I'm going to meet my gang. I'm going to be hanging out with my crew. We're going to be on. We're going to chitty chat. We're going to just be cool, right? And then I asked myself that question. It's just like, well, do you think you'll ever stop doing that? And then I was like, I hope not. Like, I hope there's always going to be something that I don't want that brush. I can already see it's not going to give me the line I want. But I done put the paint on it, so we're going to go with it. There we go. All right, and slide that down there. There we go. Ugh, I just didn't like it. Doesn't give me I want that slither of a line. See how I squirreled y'all real quick? I just, boop. That's what I'm talking about. You have to be grounded, like calming. Don't even worry about it. Like I put that paint on there. I was gonna stick it in there, but it's the green I like. So I was just like, nope, I'm gonna put it on here, but I don't like it. I don't like the line. It's not skinny enough. And that's what we do in life. We just, oh, I don't like that, so I'm gonna throw it away. Or I don't like that. It just doesn't serve me. That's what we do. But you see how I'm still using it. So it still serves its purpose. It's gonna soften up. It's gonna make space. I'm gonna make space for it. So it's okay. But I was just talking about to say the same thing. What Dawn say? What do you say? Fish chowder. Ooh, love the colors. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Hey, we were inspired by the colors. Looky. And that's another class that I did and put my videos together. I swatched the colors. Literally, that's what this was for one of the things I did. So that's one of the videos that I'm doing. I did one of the recordings. That's why. That's why I say when the live is not doesn't have any volume. Oh, hold on. I need to do down and through. I felt like if I kept talking, I was gonna go straight through the flower. I didn't want to do that. Okay, go down, and I do imaginary doop. Come out over there. It's the sound effects. They work for me. They work. Okay. Okay, so I am blooming at the place that honors my healing. I want you to, whatever your thing is, because like I said, everybody is not on the grief journey. Wherever you are in your life, just remember, tell yourself every morning when you wake up, I'm the best thing that God woke up this morning. And is. And then when you hear somebody be like, well, who you think you is? Be like, I'm the best thing that God woke up this morning. Or if they tell you, oh, you think you better than us? And is. And the answer to the and is because I'm the best thing that God woke up this morning. Boop, 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 through, doop, 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 and out. Well, this one is lined up real pretty. So that's going to be pretty. Okay, that one has one. And we make sure everybody has a stem. Doop, doop. Okay, two needed to be coming from over here. Pull that through there. Boop, boop, and over there. All right, doop, doop, down, doop, 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 doop. Who says you can't have fun with watercolor? Hey, Ivy Pearl, how are you? I love that hand pink waving. I think that's just so cute. Listen, y'all, listen. Think about it. You got to take care of yourself because if you don't take care of you, who else will? And I mean, maybe some of us do have people that will take care of you. That's cool, but there's nothing like self-care. Self-care is not selfish. We talked about that Monday. It's not selfish to take care of you. Not at all. Okay, I feel like that one. Doop, doop, doop. Come doop, 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 doop. That's that one. Doop, doop. That's that one. Okay, we got this one is missing. All right, come swoopy doop, 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 and down there. Kind of put some more. Maybe. There we go. and up and kind of swoop, doop, 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 doop. There we go. Just like I'm doing this is just as simple as you do with your self care. As I'm doing this, the only difference is I'm talking to you guys. Normally, I would be sitting up, I would have my iPad on, and I would be doing all of the things, same thing, and then I would, at the end, I would start giving myself maybe some affirmations, maybe some words, something that maybe I need to tell myself for the week, or I don't know, right? But usually when I'm painting, I tell myself it's like, don't rush, take your time, slow down, feel every brushstroke, give your hand time to learn the brushstroke. But most of the time here lately, you see I can swoop it down and it's just like, okay, got it. Why? Because I'm not behind in my art. I'm becoming something great and beautiful. And to look at this piece right now and be like, oh, you're doing that. That's pretty. That's what I want you to do with your life. I want you to be like, oh, girl, you got this, right? You got this, okay? And do it with, I mean, authority. Like, oh, you got it. I got this. Whatever it is you're doing, I got this. And that's what's really kind of what I do. Like really. Now I want this to be a little bit greener, bolder. And we're going to kind of pop this down there. Boop, 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 boop. Pull that out. Boop, boop. That comes from there. And doop. Down there. Boop, boop. Think about your life. You're not behind. Becoming whole. Wherever you are right now, you're becoming whole. You're becoming wiser. Think about the 10-year-old you. Think about the 20-year-old you. Think about the 25, the 30, the 40, 50, 60, now 70, 80, whatever. I don't know what everybody is. Some people I know on here, some people. But if you're on Team Replay, I want to make sure I include everybody. Think about where you are. You're becoming the woman who's lived, who's cried. And you know what, guys? You still showed up. You're still here, right? Like, my story is unfolding with grace and purpose. I'm so freaking happy. And to say that after literally have lost 2 children, and to still say my story is unfolding, I'm still happy about it. It just only means that what? I've lived, I've cried, and I still have to show up. Even in the hardest chapters of my life, I still have to show up. You know why? Because God said that there will be trials and tribulation in this life. He never said that it's going to be a bed of roses. He never said that you would not have trials, you would not have tribulations, that you're not going to have people not like you and all these things. He didn't say that. So therefore, when you do go through all those things, you deserve joy. You deserve rest. Don't feel guilty. And you deserve a beautiful new beginning. I did, so you do. And it's a wonderful thing. Grief didn't disqualify me from my joy, right? I am totally worthy of being beautiful again. That doesn't mean I have to stay broken, right? As a matter of fact, I'm not broken. I'm rebuilding. My pain has shaped me into who I am right now, right? I get to be restored. When I paint and come in and show up on Mondays and Wednesdays, I am restored every single week. I give myself permission. Remember, I told y'all, give yourself permission to take time for you, smell the flowers, take time to just smell the what? You got flowers, you got have coffee, have some tea, take a walk. Dawn took a long walk today. It was beautiful, right? Give yourself permission to bloom in your own way. Right? Some people be watching this replay or watching a live. Watercolor ain't your thing. So whatever your thing is, do that. Because that's where you're going to be restored. Right? Y'all got that? And remember, when I'm doing this and when I'm talking to me first. I've already went through this and I talked to me first. And I'm like, yeah, that's how I feel. Be like, yeah. So thank you for sitting with me today, as always. And thank you for showing up for yourself. And sitting here listening at me rant and rave about all the things that I do for me. But I figure as a woman, if it works for me, this is where God has really got me to stop really challenging myself. Is if it's working for you, Karen, it'll work for someone else. Okay, now we're gonna put these in. And remember, I told you guys these will have to be. I will do some more. They have to dry before I do something else. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see. We're gonna boop 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 through there. That means that's gonna kind of fold over. Got my little invisible pencil that's kind of not invisible but is. Boom. There we go. And then swoop that down there. Boop, boop. Look at that. That's so cute. I like that you're rebuilding. Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's why I feel like, wait, that's why I'm really liking the color cube. There are some beautiful color combos in there that would never do. Right? Right. I would not have put orange in there because this would have just been purple. I wouldn't have put the orange. And I think we're going to do the vase is that color. So we're going to go in here and that looks like maybe some ochre. Ochre, maybe. You tend to stick to your palette that you have. You tend to stick to the colors that are comfortable that you know you can do. And so that's what I wanted the color cube is to get me out of my comfort zone. And from the purples and the pinks and the reds and to start giving a little bit more attention to them colors that I you can tell in my palettes. Like I'm gonna open up this Daniel Smith palette in a minute, and you can tell from that palette which colors I use. There we go. Oh, let's water that down a little bit now. And then that's right. Ivy Pearl says she has the digital set, so it's like I didn't even know they had a digital set. I might need to go back to my receipt and see if because if you buy the cubes, maybe you get access to the digital. I don't know, but I'm just one of sometimes I like to have things in my hands. That's why I still got all these books in my studio. I have a book that was in the 1800s, and I bought it out of the thrift store for junk journaling to do for my junk journaling. Y'all know I can't bring myself to rip nothing out that book. And so I had to stop getting old stuff, older pages because I wasn't using them. I'm just storing them up and I was like that is not the purpose. It's not supposed to leave their store or whoever they got it from their house and come to my house. Use it, Karen. So, in making my journal, my junk journal that Dawn inspired me, I am going to try to pull out two books that I've been hoarding and I'm going to put them in that since it's going to be mine. That's one of the reasons why I didn't do it because it will be going to somewhere else. I don't like that. So I'm going to have to see. Now that color isn't going to work good right there. So I'm going to have to make it have a very, very light wash. Yeah. Or not. We can just leave it like that. But I feel like it needs to have something. Oh, let's do black like it's in a flower pot. That'll work. What color are you? Okay, you'll work. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. I think that'll work out better. I think it's going to work out fine. Okay. All right. Okay, there we go. So I've ordered me some more Della Magna watercolors. Y'all know those are those handmade watercolors that comes from Italy. So I can't wait to get them because y'all know I love the handmade. Oh, that's better. That's pretty. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, she cute. Applaud for yourself. There you go. That's what you got to do. Oh, wait. I forgot a stem. I got her to back up. I was getting excited. But still, the applaud is still for me. There we go. Boop, 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 boop. Just kind of pull that down there. Need that to be greener. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. Boop. There we go. Let's make these a little bit more greener. Doop, doop. Hey guys, Sarah, are you still on here? I forgot. That's what I meant to say. I was thinking about the markers when I just did that. Sarah is trying to get to 50 so she can go live on her YouTube channel. So if you're not subscribed to Chef Sarah's page, she was in the chat. Can you do me a solid favor and go subscribe to her page? I think Dawn is. But yeah, can you go and subscribe to her channel? Sarah, if you're still here, drop your say hello or whatever so they can get who you are. There you go. Yeah. So go subscribe to Chef Sarah and share because she cooks and all the things. And that way y'all can get acclimated with her. And that's another thing I want for us to do over here is to support each other. Because it's like when I come on here, I'm coming into your house and you come into my house. And so I want to support your channel, watch what you do, you watch what I do, and then we grow together. Karen, how can I obtain rose color that looks like rose matten? Hope you understand what I say, or someone in the chat. Okay, how can you obtain rose color? The color rose? So are we talking the color red rose? Is that what we're talking about? I think. If not, if Dawn, somebody else understands maybe what we are. I think. Let me know. I keep putting that brush up, and that brush is not what I want because it doesn't have the tip that I need. And I want you to remember that you're not behind wherever you are right now. You are blooming, and you're blooming right where you are. Y'all know, just like the winter just left, and it's summer, and all of the summer, the trees are green, everything in its season. That's a good way to look at it. Everything in its season, right? So we're gonna take the days, and I'm gonna take it one brushstroke at a time, take one breath at a time, and just do what it needs to do. That's what I'm gonna do. Oh yeah, and don't forget to grab your free supply list and the video that's attached to it in the description box below. Team Replay. I am going to link it to this video. I'm going to put it in the comments, and then it's going to be pinned. So even if you're on the live and you miss it in the description box, because sometimes people do this on their phone and they do not have time to go to the description box and look at all the things. Oh, look how that is blending. Oh, that is so pretty. See, sometimes you got to give your watercolor a chance to show up and show out. That's pretty. That's pretty. But if you know God, you never lose time because he can restore all time to you for his purpose. Amen. Ivory Pearl, that is at me on my grief journey now. That is exactly, I was in my Bible study last week, maybe 2 weeks ago. And that was one of the things is people look at time in our own version of time, but God's timing is not our timing. As to where I look at my son has been gone 6 years and I feel like, oh my God, where's the time going? What do I do? Or whatever. God is like, I'm going to give you so much, you're going to even try to figure out how that time even was because you're going to have so much on this side. So I try not to stress it no more. It just makes my heart hurt that I miss him. And then I'm going on and I'm finding joy and I'm smiling. And I have to tell myself that's God's way of healing you. Don't you feel bad about it because Joshua would not want you to feel bad. Okay, no, it's like creamy rose. No, so pink. Not so pink. Okay. So you want the creamy rose. Oh, let me get this palette because I can answer that question in this palette. So is it more like this color? Not so pink. She said not pink. Maybe pink mixed with brown. Okay, so where's that color? This one is pink and red. When all else fails, I pull this out. And when you're saying you want the pink, you want the creamy rose. So then let's turn it over. Creamy rose. You want the pink. So it does say, because I did have one on the card. I wish I had, but is the pink? Not pink. She said not pink. Not so pink. So it's more, where's that? This way. We're going warmer or cooler. Cooler. I think that would be a cooler color. Cooler. So, not so pink. More like magenta like this one. Or not so pink, because this is pink. Not so pink, and that's going in a different. But when you mix pink and brown, is it pink and brown? Let's go in the reds. Yeah. Let's add yellow. No. No. It is a red. Red will give you pink, pink. So don't mix red. Wait, no, don't mix white. So white and red gives you pink, pink. That's it. White and red gives you pink, pink. And to get it a little darker, I think it wasn't that. I want to say I put some brown or some black in it, but can't remember. And if I had, because this was the color here, these are the colors that I mixed, and this one was the color, so, but I wanted a pink, pink, but it's a creamy kind of pink. It's not pink, pink, pink. My book of roses, right, over there. Oh, that would be a good one, huh? Hold on, Dawn, that might work. But is this, Ingrid, is this not like, is this too pink? Because I can always add a little to make it not pink. I'm adding some darker color to make it to where it's not pink, pink. Let me know. Maybe it has the Madden variety in it. Oh, wait, Dawn, you're right. Hold on, Dawn. Listen, look at Dawn. Now I gotta find where my rose book at. It is right here. Yes, thank you, Dawn. And my husband wonder why I get so excited when Dawn come in the chat. Be like, cuz. Y'all, I got my sassafras tea today. Okay. Let's go up here. That was David Austin. That's what that looked like. That's an English rose. Okay, let's see. Madden. No, I'm trying magenta and brown, and I don't get that soft and delicate color. So that's the soft and delicate color. I still think that, what color is this one? This is a, what color? Is this red? I didn't know this was red. That's what it looks pink. I thought it was pink, but it's a red. That explains. But I don't know. They don't have no rose guide in here. Star performers, modern shrub. Now they don't have them by name. Well, I guess they do if we go to the page. Yeah, they do by the page. Oh, that's pretty. This rose right here would take me probably about 4 hours. I'd have to come back that another day, because to get these colors, get these blooms, the blooms to pop out, like, oh my goodness, that's pretty. Look at that one. I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying, Ingrid, but I think for me, the way that I take the colors, like pink is just one of those colors. So I get what you're asking, and I get it. And the reason I say I get it, because when I did this color, because I pulled out a card and it had pink on it. It wasn't pink. Oh, wait, no, it wasn't that card. It was this one. This was the color. I had to do these. I did Wild Lilac. pine forest, and rose melody. Now, is that pink pink? Is that too pink? And this might can't show up. But is that too pink for you? I don't even know if it's going to show up really like it should. But this one isn't a pink. It isn't a pink pink. Like, it's not this pink. See, there's a difference. It's like, so this one I needed to make it not so pink. So I had it to, I needed to put more white in it to make it more softer. Like, so it wouldn't be that one. Oh, that one. Which one? I see the Marion variety is a delicate, soft, coral pinkish. Oh, that one. Which one? Okay, let me back up. That's why I say these daggum chat. Now I gotta go backwards. Okay, I'm gonna leave this right here. Is it close to a David Austin rose? I think a David Austin rose is beautiful. Now, which one? Because is it one of the roses? Hey, Lisa. I guess you can say she is a big multi-petal girl. Not real. Well, yes, really, yes. It depends on what rose you're talking about. Ingrid, I'm gonna pause because you said now I need to know if you were talking about the rose. Then I have to back up because I think this one right here was the one we were talking about. But this rose right here is more of a. It is a, oh, I don't even know, award rose of the year for, creamy. Oh, it's a double cream pink. So it's a cream pink. So that maybe was where you were talking. I'll stay there for a minute to let the chat catch up. Let the chat catch up because this is pink, but this is a softer, how do you say, it's not, the best way to say it is not a pink pink. It's not a, well, it's not a girly pink. Like, that's why I was saying this one is the one that I had to do because I didn't want this pink. I didn't want the girly pink. You know, the traditional pink. And so this one right here is more of, this would be like a peachy pink. And I would possibly gander to say that this would be a combination. You start out maybe with some red, some white, and then maybe put in some, maybe some brown, but then you got to know what the brown is coming from. You can't find a Madden. It's okay. That was the rose you showed in the book. Yeah, I got it. See, the chat it caught up, but I came back to it. So once the chat catch up, but this one is, but you've given me a challenge, so I'm going to make this color. I surely am. Because again, it's and then when you look in some of my palettes, that was another thing. I'm just getting to the place to where I would yeah, the pale peachy pink. Yeah, and so when you're thinking about peach, and this color wheel isn't the one, but I'm thinking, because I'm just not getting in the place of that, but I'm thinking when you look at it, you're gonna probably need some that is in my Holbein color. There's a color in here just like what you're talking about, and it's called I think it's cherry blossom pink. And this color, I think, is maybe not so much that one. That's more pinky. Yeah, I'm going to have to go through these because there was one that, nope, not that one. Ooh, I don't like the way these are settling in this thing. That's not cool. But this is the closest one. So I would start here because that one is close to this. And I would start here and lighten this up because that is going to give me that. That's going to be my challenge this evening. Sure is gonna be my challenge. That's it. But that is it. And these are my Holbeins. So yeah. See how y'all give me joy? See how you just get me going, and I just get so excited and just be, ooh, oh, see, so much so till it's after 4 o'clock. Okay, guys, listen, listen, listen. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Okay, I got something for you. Got something for you. I do. I do. Hold on. Other than me, but I wanted to give you, because you've had a lot of desk time. And y'all know I have to give you FaceTime. That rose is beautiful. But remember, you're worthy of everything. 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 And you're not behind in life. You're right where you're supposed to be. You're at the maturity level for the level of where you are right now. I gotta move some stuff because I gotta do some. Okay. And I want to make sure that I give you some FaceTime so that when I'm talking about what I'm talking about, that you know. So remember, you're not broken. You're just grieving, or you're just going through the next level of your life, right? Sometimes grief makes me feel like I'm broken beyond repair, but I'm not. I'm right where I need to be, right? Like sometimes people make me feel like there's something wrong with me because I'm still talking about it or I'm not over it. But remember, there is no calendar. Like every year Easter's on the calendar, Mother's Day on, there's that same date that you suffered the loss, you suffered whatever it is. It's on the calendar. It's going to come around. There's an anniversary for it every year, right? So you're not broken, right? So just remember to give yourself some compassion, not correction. Be compassionate with yourself. Remember Monday I said we're balanced with grace. Balance with grace. Give yourself some compassion. All right, let's see. Looking at the ray of sunshine, you are today, you are loved beyond measure. And is, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, I'm going to go out and take the dogs out because we got some sun still out, but I've been in the studio all day. So I really, 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 really appreciate you guys. As always, for showing up for you first, but then for me. I appreciate you. So remember, if you have not gotten your freebie, it's in the description box. If you're on Team Replay, I'm going to pin it in the comment section below so it'll be easier for you to find. So y'all have a great day, and I'm quite sure I'll be popping back on before Monday because the mailman is going to bring something great and wonderful. It's been such a day. I had to remember to tell myself, yes, please be gentle with yourself. I'm going to be gentle with myself, and I want you guys to be gentle with yourself. All right. Now I'm off to conquer this rose color. Y'all have a great day. I love you guys. Thank you for showing up. Bye.